This season of Beedie on Eyewear, the podcast, is brought to you in partnership with Orbis UK, a vision charity with a mission to create access to eye care around the world so everyone has a chance to thrive. To find out more or to see how you can get involved, visit orbis.org.uk. Enjoy the show, subscribe so you never miss an episode, and let us know what you think in the comments. Can we talk about your journey into optics? Because there's a lot.
And in teaching psychology, that's what we call the teach back method. And the concept was to provide a platform for optometrists to be able to say, I want to do something different.
I feel like you have certain experiences in life, yeah? And then you don't realize at the time that they're leading you to what you're supposed to be doing.
It was learning how to earn, learning how to learn, and just carry.
Okay, bars.
When it's busy, you must capitalize. When it's quiet, you must strategize.
Welcome to this episode of Beedie on Eyewear, the podcast for optical professionals and eyewear lovers. I'm your host, Beedie, optometrist, content creator, and spectacle maker. Let's get into today's episode. All right, Karmelo, look at you breathing.
I know.
Inhale, exhale, you good? Okay, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it.
You know, it's an honor. I've known of you best part of a decade.
Low-key, high-key, because it's when I first started social media.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was like calm down, out of the box optics.
Wow.
Eye papa, but we'll get there. Yeah.
We've come a long way.
Also, you brought me a gift today, which no other guest has done. So obviously, take note.
Well, you don't go to someone's house
empty-handed. Thank you. A cheeky pen. I'll do a cheeky zoom in. Yeah. Love this for me. So I'll be holding this the whole time.
Okay.
So Instagram
Yes.
is how I know of you.
All right.
And when we met up, I said this to you, the whole point of this podcast is to meet people who are in optics, who are doing things that are interesting, things that I'm like, wow, I rate that.
Yeah.
I love this. This is a bit of me, and you're one of those people.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Can we talk about your journey into optics? Because there's a lot.
There's a lot.
There's a lot happening.
Yeah.
Right?
I think I've done a lot in a short space of time.
Because you're only 25, so it's crazy how you've managed to do all of that in this time period. Insane.
You know what? I wish I felt 25. I try to act, 10 years younger than I actually am. But what I would say is, if we need to talk about the journey, of course we have to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
But let's not go way back.
Yeah, maybe we start with the optics side of things. How did we get to optics?
Well, that's a story because I was 14.
Yeah.
I had my first eye examination.
At 14?
At 14.
No way.
Yeah, it was concluded that I needed glasses.
So what took you to the optician in the first place?
I couldn't see.
Okay, that'll do it.
I think that in the classroom, depending on where you sit, you just never know where if you're seeing correctly. But it became very apparent to me that I was struggling.
They were like, this guy is so dumb. And you were like, I'm not dumb. I actually just cannot see.
I know. And I actually took myself to my first eye test.
Oh, really?
And yes, I took myself
that seems
to
on
my
brand.
first eye test. When your parents are working, immigrant child,
your
parents are working 2-3 jobs.
Yeah, back to back, yeah.
I needed to have an eye test, and I was prescribed glasses, and it was just this moment of clarity. But in some ways, it extended beyond the testing room because I was not only missing out on all the details, but I think I was missing out on moments of clarity in terms of my future, what I wanted to do, and it extended beyond the testing room, and let's just say the world opened up a little bit.
Is that what made you think, this is something that I could do?
Certainly. I think the inner dialogue had changed for me. It was more about what I wanted to do in the future, and that was the first time I actually thought to myself, this is something that I could do.
So
the pursuit of a career in optometry started from that moment.
From the fact that you could not see in school. Look at that, full set. And now you're helping others to see in school.
Oh, well, I hope so.
Love that. Now, you went to uni, obviously, as we have to. You went to Anglia Ruskin, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, tell me about that. How was that?
Oh, well, at 18, I left London to settle in Cambridge for the optometry degree. And I think probably my character is more defined by the experience of being a university student.
Yeah, which is a great time.
Yeah, as opposed to the degree itself.
Yeah, do you know what? The degree was almost secondary. Yeah. It's like you're there. Obviously, you're at uni because you're here to get a degree, but it was kind of like, I'm here, the vibes, the 20% discount, the free pizzas, the student union, all that stuff. Oh, yeah, I've got a lecture.
I know. The thing is, I think it's knowing when to separate when you need to be studious
Exactly.
and when you need to be social.
You have to know when to buckle down.
Yeah.
Like, you need to know when to do extra. You need to know when to,
But
Which obviously you did because you made it out. So,
and probably what I enjoyed the most was mixing the two.
yeah,
Being social and studious, and maybe we can get to that.
a bit of balance.
I know. But university for me was about learning to be independent, because you find yourself cooking for yourself, cleaning for yourself.
Was that a big transition for you?
I'd say so, yes.
Really?
I'd say so because, I mean, in my household, you know, I was raised in a Filipino family, and funnily enough, all the men in my family cook.
Yeah,
So
my neighbor is
yeah.
Filipino,
All right.
and we were like this, and
Yeah.
every time they would cook or have like a barbecue or like a family thing, they would
You're
always bring us a plate, and it was just 10-10.
Yeah. I mean, that's
10-10 food.
the spirit of the Filipino is to invite anyone and welcome people into your home and feed them. But you know, when you're at university, you realize
broke.
just that's it. But you do realize just how much alike you are to your parents, where you didn't know that before.
How much you've kind of absorbed through osmosis by being at home and stuff.
Absolutely.
And then when they're not around, it's like, oh, I'm still doing these things because these are now my values.
And that mentality transfers at moments where you least expected it. So I think learning how to cook, fend for myself, but also taking on multiple jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, I was working in the university canteen serving soup for my lecturers.
Oh, nice.
And then on the weekends, I'd be working in the barbershop. So it was learning how to earn, learning how to learn, and just character
Okay,
building.
bars. So
I've always been lyrical. Come on.
Do you write bars?
Oh, don't say that. Maybe
No,
maybe
because
in secondary school.
I feel like men,
Yeah.
especially those of color, at some point in their life, they want to be a rapper, or they want to rap, or they spit bars or poetry or something. Like it's just I don't know what it is.
Let's call it poetry. But
Okay, let's call it poetry.
I wouldn't say
poetry to beats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say lyrics, open mic or anything.
Okay, well,
like
you can
that.
show me later. You can show me some freestyles.
Okay.
I also have some freestyles, so we can go bar for bar.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. So you finish uni. You made it out alive. You do your pre-reg, right?
Yeah.
What do you do for your pre-reg? Are you in a hospital? Are you in community?
So I was working at a Boots Opticians in Ealing, and it almost didn't happen because originally, of course, I wanted to come back to London, but I was offered a place in Norwich, and that's further away than Cambridge.
That's not London, and it's not Cambridge, and it's further than.
I know, and I was thinking by that time I did want to come back to London.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it materialised that a pre-reg position opened up.
Okay, at that Boots.
And one of my best mates at uni, her sister was the supervisor there.
Oh, we love a bit of nepotism.
Well, it was for the best in the end because not only did I meet one of the best people ever in optics, but it was probably because of my supervisor, shout out Gurpreet Chandler.
Shout out you,
Miss
sis.
Boots, that I coasted. In reflection, I think I coasted through my pre-reg, and it would have been because of her, but also just the focus. Because you have a goal in mind, you want to qualify, you focus, and if you have the right support, it's the best recipe.
A good supervisor is essential. I had two. I had two supervisors, and they were both fantastic.
Yeah.
And it was great. And I think without them, I would not be here today. Okay, so you finished pre-reg now.
Yeah.
You survive, yeah?
I survived.
Again, your first job out of pre-reg was what?
So I was a resident at Boots Opticians.
At the same Boots?
No.
You went to a different one?
High Street, Kensington.
Okay.
And I think by about 10, 11 months, I decided that it was time to move on.
Yeah.
For various reasons.
Okay.
But I think what attracted me out of that opportunity was the prospect of going back to university.
Okay.
So I was invited to start a research project.
Yes.
And that attracted me not just because the research itself and going back to uni perhaps in my mind, it was because the role heavily included teaching.
Yes, because I feel like teaching, I feel like you have certain experiences in life, and then you don't realize at the time that they're leading you to what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
And I think for you, you did the research, you were doing the teaching, and during the teaching, you go, oh, I'm good at this. I enjoy this.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Because from that came wanting to teach more people or wanting to teach with your own sort of like business and stuff, right?
Yes.
Because it was that led to out of the box optics, right? Or am I?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah?
I'd say
Okay.
it was influential.
Okay.
So let's say that throughout my young life,
I mean, you're still young. What are we talking about?
perhaps throughout my life, I had I wouldn't say a passion, because maybe I can say that now, but during the time and at the time, I just really enjoyed what I was learning and being able to teach it.
Yeah.
So if I was in a class, whether that be at secondary school or at university, in my circle, if there was something that someone didn't understand,
Yeah.
I would make the point to try and learn more about it, even if it was outside of my subject,
Yeah.
to teach it back to them.
And you know
And
that you really know something when you're able to explain it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, that's the mark of, like, knowledge, right?
Yeah.
To be able to break things down and make it, like, palatable for someone else.
And in teaching psychology, that's what we call the teach back method. So for things to be more deeply ingrained into your learning and your education, being able to teach it back and getting that feedback is important, and your subject matter.
Yeah.
So that's where it can really stick and stay.
Let's talk about out of the box optics. Okay.
Yeah.
So who
Happy
is
to.
she? Who is she? What does she do? How did she start? Like, tell me about her.
Wow. So the concept of out of the box optics is to link people within our industry, so eye care professionals, to meaningful and extraordinary roles outside of the box that is our testing room.
Which can quite literally be a box sometimes.
Yeah.
No windows.
If you're an optometrist working full time, you'll find a certain level of monotony, but not just in optics, but in all jobs.
Yeah. Any job is repetitive.
So by the time I got to my 7th year in optometry, I think I had done so much that I wanted to share all of these experiences with people.
Yeah.
And the concept was to provide a platform for optometrists to be able to say, well, I want to do something different. I'll have a look at this platform, and if there's an opportunity in fitting contact lenses for film and TV, we would be the platform to link you to that.
Yeah.
If it was a case of, I want to work into the hospital, we would be able to link you to that.
Yeah.
But also charitable work,
yeah.
volunteering, these are really big in my kind of value system. And I wanted to share all of these experiences because I had been through them myself.
Yeah.
And I felt that a lot of people, a lot of my peers were maybe coming out of optics or just voicing the discontent
or not feeling fulfilled,
disengagement with the career, that I thought it would be a shame if people weren't aware, or if people had not opened their eyes to the colourful.
Yeah.
And,
or if they didn't know where to look to find alternatives.
Exactly.
I feel like with optics, and like, shout out optics, love her, yeah. But sometimes it's kind of like, this again, you know? And I think a lot of us within the profession want to find ways to like diversify or spice up your life a little bit. Absolutely. And I think out of the box optics is a platform that allows you to say, okay, cool, like maybe I could try this, or maybe I could do this, because it's not necessarily optics that you're not in love with anymore. It might just be the environment in which you're practicing optics.
Absolutely. I think the role is important.
Yeah.
So if you're in a role that does nothing to stimulate you on a mental level, or if you feel that there isn't much progression in that role, perhaps it is time to move on.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a bit of a risk, but especially when you're younger, it's worth taking that risk.
Yeah, absolutely.
In optometry, all it takes is exploration and a bit of experimentation to understand what is you and where
what you like
home.
And what you don't like. Yeah. And there's so many different types of jobs within optics, within optometry. Like, I mean, you do bare things, like like I've done bare things. Like, there's different things you can do within, and like you say, just dip a toe, try it. Domiciliary is a good. Have you done domiciliary before?
I have.
Cheeky dommy visit. You like it, you don't like it, you don't like it, but you tried it and you know whether or not it works for you.
Absolutely.
You know. So yeah, I mean, and you even now you do out of the box optics, which actually, let's stay on that for a minute, right? Because the platform itself is great in terms of letting people know how far can you go with optics, what can you do, but also you teach, you train, you organize events. You have Optoversity coming soon, right?
That's right. So
I mean, by the time this comes out, it will have happened.
Yeah.
Just, but tell me about that.
So Optoversity Challenge, we're on our 10th year.
That's crazy.
I know.
Are you doing something big this year then? It's your 10-year anniversary.
Well, yes. I mean, it's a big event every year.
Yeah.
But
like extra special.
Yeah, I think bigger in terms of major sponsorship and prize donations.
Nice.
And the momentum in terms of fundraising. There's more impetus, of course.
Yeah.
But Optoversity Challenge is the only inter-university competition in optometry that allows optometry students to meet each other face to face, but also online, as we have 2 platforms in support of Vision Care, who provide eye care for homeless people. But it's just really to incite this competitive nature, perhaps, in optometry students to want to learn and to want to be better
and apply that knowledge,
but certainly feed the interest that they have in optics. I think this whole optometry community is getting bigger and bigger,
absolutely,
and bringing people together for one event is meaningful. It's really important to me, and if we can come together for one cause and to support charity and those who are vulnerable, then I think we can be satisfied that Optoversity Challenge is serving its purpose.
If I am a uni student or I'm about to go to uni and I'm watching this and I want to get involved in Optoversity, how do I go about doing that?
So the best way to keep up with Optoversity Challenge is our website, outoftheboxoptics.co.uk, but also Vision Care, the charity itself. There's plenty of information on the website. There's a link. You register and you can get involved.
And are all the, because not every, obviously, not every uni does optometry, but all the optometry unis, are they all involved in it?
So they're only involved as much as they're interested in, because it's not compulsory. But
is there currently a team from each university?
Yes, it's building up. So the amount of universities are growing and growing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So more teams.
And it's quite difficult to communicate directly with the powers that be at universities.
This is what I was thinking. Because if I'm from Manchester, shout out Uni of Manchester, Say I'm from Manchester and I want to get involved in that. I'm like one of the teachers or higher ups there. Then they could, I guess, just go to your website, contact you.
Yeah, and I think what we have done at this point is to contact presidents of the Optics Society at each university, tell them what the competition is about, and it's really up to them to disseminate and speak to their cohort about the competition, and if they're interested, if it excites them, if they want to win a prize,
if they're motivated, they're smart enough.
Absolutely. It is a difficult thing to do because it really does depend on how active the president of the OPSOC is at that university.
Of course.
Some years we're really lucky that we have a really good bunch of presidents who are excited and are inspired, and they pass that on. And unfortunately, there are other years where you would have a president maybe by name and not nature, and not want to.
Do you want to name names? Not the shade. I'm just joking.
Oh,
it's not that kind. It's not that kind of podcast. This episode is sponsored by M2M Eyewear, a London-based eyewear brand offering made-to-measure frames for opticians. To find out more, visit m2meyewear.com. Back to the show. On top of all of this, right? You also have Eyes on Broadway.
Right.
Talk to us about Eyes on Broadway.
Yeah, well, Eyes on Broadway, the brand, is growing from strength to strength. It represents good, independent, high-quality eye care.
Because it's an independent opticians.
Yeah. It's an independent opticians where, there are no rules, of course, within what the GOC want from us.
Those are the rules.
But no rules in respect to what we can offer.
It's not stuffy.
No, the services you can provide, the products you can get a hold of, and really what an optician's practice should or could look like.
Yeah.
So we're really thinking outside the box in terms of, what an optician's could be, and redefining that experience.
Yeah.
It's the type of mentality where you just need to look at different industries. So if I thought about the optician's practice as just an optician's practice, it's quite limiting.
Yeah.
But if I thought of my optician's practice as, it needs to be the type of practice where people want to come in for a coffee.
Yeah.
That's different, but people want to walk through the door.
It's community, exactly. Yeah. I know based in North London, you have 2 of them.
One in Muswell Hill and one in Highgate.
Highgate, yeah. And you offer loads of things. Ortho-K.
Yeah.
Ortho-K is so fascinating to me. Like, maybe it's because I haven't had much experience with it, but it's just so fascinating to me. So every time someone says, I do Ortho-K, I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, I think the growth in Ortho-K has really been spurred on by myopia management.
Yeah.
So Ortho-K has been available to us for decades. It's just that now with the myopia control emphasis, we are finding and we're looking for ways to control myopia and give people options. And Ortho-K being a fantastic option.
It's a great one, yeah. So I've heard.
And I've offered all my best friends Ortho-K. We fitted them. And for my own learning as well, being a better practitioner, if we have volunteers, if we have test subjects.
Yeah. Guinea pigs.
I mean, my best friend, up until he had laser surgery, was prescribed Ortho-K for 6 years before he went into that. So it's one of my favorite things to do as alongside scleral contact lenses and blepharitis management. And I'm specializing now at the moment in dry eye. So things like IPL, red light therapies, meibomian gland expression.
Oh, I love it. It's so satisfying when you see it. It comes up. Oh, it's so satisfying. Like, it's like the Dr. Pimple Popper, but like, but not. But same vibe, yeah. So before we move on to iPapa, you took over an established practice. I kind of wanted to talk about like, because there might be someone watching this who wants to start their own practice. Maybe they want to buy out a practice or whatever. What are the challenges that come with taking on an already established like practice brand?
The main challenge is developing a rapport with the existing patient base because they were used to a practitioner that had been there and had taken over from his father before him.
Generational.
So we're talking about 2 generations of optometrists who really pride themselves on good, high quality clinical care. And traditional community optometry where the patient comes in and this is my optometrist for life. So when you're coming in from someone who's retiring with a baby face, not a fully grown beard.
You've done all right today though.
Thank you. Fully grown beard and with a fresh outlook on things, you can be very enthusiastic, but your patient may be sitting there just thinking about the last person.
Comparing everything to...
But I think, and I'm very grateful that all I had to be was myself, pay close enough attention, listen and test in the way that I know and I feel comfortable in.
With patient care at the focus anyway. And
then your patients build up that relationship with you and are loyal. But I think it came at the right time because I had experienced enough. I had learned enough. I'd worked in hospital clinics. I'd worked in independent practices before where there were similar changes. And by then I was prepared to be an optometrist that could accommodate that type of change and accommodate that type of patient base.
This is what I mean by like all your experiences, whether it makes sense to you at the time or not, leads you to a point where it's like, okay, this helped me to do this. Now I can do this. This led me here. And now I can, you know.
Absolutely. And you don't know that until sometimes a few years down the line. I spent 4 months doing laser eye consultancy, for instance. And I didn't know what that meant for me, only 4 months, only to being offered a position with another laser eye provider, which I do some consultancy work for now. So had I not had that experience under my belt.
And it might have seemed trivial at the time, but really it's just, everything is just like adding. It's like you have a little basket of life, and every time you just add a little nugget, and you're just carrying it through, and one day you need it. And you're like, oh, I've got this in here somewhere, you know?
Absolutely. You carry them like badges. And sometimes you only need to reflect and look at that badge to remind yourself that you've been there.
That I'm that girl. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's go to iPapa, okay?
Oh, wow.
iPapa, at iPapa, for anyone listening. It's giving champagne pappy. Was there any inspiration?
Inspiration, well...
No.
It's in the name, the eyes, but Papa, because I'm a father of 2. And I carry that with me. Because one of my main motivations when it comes to progression or achieving or doing what I want to do in my career is my 2 children. So merging the 2, iPapa, it makes sense. Although there was external pressures to maybe call it iPapi. And sometimes, I can be papi, I can be papa.
You could do. Sometimes you can do both.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Let's not put myself in a box.
Let's not put out of the box optics.
So
do you know
I'll
what I
let you
mean?
decide. Sometimes you might see me and think, papa.
And sometimes, do you know what I mean? It could be both. It could be
It
either.
could be both.
So tell me about that, because that is your page where you do, you do content creation across the board, right? But that one is more like stylistic. It's like angles, focus, camera, lights, So tell me about that. How did that start?
Well, I think it's a bit of an experiment at the moment.
Okay.
There are ways in which I try and focus my attention if I want to specialize. So, for example, because at the moment I really want to specialize in dry eye, I thought eye baba would be a good way of focusing my attention and documenting what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But as I'm in this phase of experimentation, I am playing about with angles and film and different filters.
Which I appreciate. As a film lover, documentary girl, I love a camera, I love an edit. The music, do you know what I mean? The vibes.
Life is a movie. And I think if you can't document it, and if you can't express yourself, then there's something not very sweet about that. So it's just a way that I can express myself, focus my intentions, and put something out there for hopefully people to enjoy. Yeah.
Do you feel any pressure to present as professional online? Do you is there I don't know if I should be doing it, or I shouldn't choose this song because, I don't know if I...
That's a really good question. The answer is yes, I think, because you never know who's watching.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, people do get offended by certain things. And I'm not the type of person to, be on the borderline or really say anything controversial. I would prefer to stick to what I know and talk about what I know.
Yeah.
So when it comes to producing or making footage and using the music for it, I am conscious. But I also feel like I'm at a stage in my life and in my career where I shouldn't be afraid of expressing myself in the way that I want to do.
Yeah. Because I guess the question is also what is professionalism? Tying professionalism to staying true to yourself. Can you Google professionalism for me so I can see what the definition is? Because for example, say you are going to go have cataract surgery.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a bit young, but maybe you had a retinal detachment and now you've got cataract, yeah? And now you have to have cataract surgery, let's just say.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go and you walk up and your surgeon's there, yeah? And he has got pink hair, yeah? Do you think to yourself, this guy, what's he on? This can't be my surgeon. Inherently, because if I saw my surgeon and my surgeon had pink hair, I might be like, interesting.
Yeah.
Inherently, I might think, oh my God, do they know what they're doing? But really, them having pink hair, does that impact their ability to take out my cataract?
Well, the answer is no.
Right.
But I think we're all like this. I think we have our own preconceptions.
Yes.
And we have our own ideas of what a professional looks
like. Exactly.
So it's interesting that you want to find the definition of it, because we really want to look into what it means. But I think everybody can get confidence from a professional when they look the part. So let's put it that way.
But then my question is, what is the part? Okay, so professionalism, the competence or skill expected of a professional, the practicing of an activity, especially a sport, by a professional rather than amateur players. Okay, so the competence or skill expected of a professional, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so when we say look the part, what are we saying? What is the part? And where does this idea of the part come from? Because with nails, right, obviously, say someone has really, really long nails and they're going to do a cataract surgery. That might affect their competence, or that might affect their skill. That might affect their ability to perform the skill, right?
Absolutely.
So I get that.
Yeah.
But if someone's walking around with pink hair, I mean, I'm not saying everyone should go and dye their hair pink, but just as an example, what is it about that we think, nah, they don't look the part?
Well, I think if we're talking about private eye care, for instance, or private healthcare, anybody that's going into that theatre would have done their research. So it might not matter too much what they're looking like on the day and what their hair looks like.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that when you come into a place and you meet someone, how they conduct themselves is important, more so than what they look like or what they're wearing and what their hair looks like. But it matters because when it comes to competence, there is this crossover between competence and presentation.
Absolutely, yeah. Or perceived competence and presentation.
That's right. So you must present yourself in a way that is conducive to the job at hand.
Yeah.
I mean, having surgery is a highly emotional time for people, and whoever is going to be responsible for the outcome,
for handling that,
you are at their mercy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I agree. I just, I think that sometimes when it comes to professionalism and things you do online and the way you present and like how you speak to people, sometimes it's not always black and white,
Yeah. So I relate that back to having your own business, for instance.
And it's like you saying about there being no rules. It's like, it's just not a set or maybe an expected way to run things. It's a more chilled vibe. It's a more come in, have a coffee, have a chat,
But maintaining that professionalism, and if you have your own business, if you have your own clinic, if, for example, a patient saw me online and I was
twerking on a yacht in Dubai, they might be like, oh, Karmelo, I don't know, man. I don't know about this dry eye thing.
Yeah, I know you said it, not me, but it could harm your business.
No, I agree. I mean, there's obviously a way to conduct yourself as a member of society, and I think more as a professional, because it's like you're almost held to a higher standard.
Yes.
Especially when you're taking care of patients.
Yes.
I mean, every profession, but when you're taking care of patients, people who are vulnerable, people who might be scared, I think you do kind of have to, if you see me with pink hair, just don't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Don't neglect my care.
And I think everybody who's close to you, your friends and your family, everyone within your circle, maybe you can reserve a part of yourself for them.
Absolutely. I think you have to. Especially when you've done a clinic all day and it's like you've given so much of yourself, right? Because you actually care about these patients and you want them to feel comfortable. Yeah. Sometimes I would just like sit in my car and I'll just sit there for like 20 minutes, like.
Every group that you're involved in, Beedie, can have some exclusivity.
Yeah.
Your patients
get a certain side of you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you come home to your family or your friends,
they get a certain side of you.
They know who you are.
Yeah, you don't have to
pretend.
My
cousin, for instance, knows me from nappies.
Yeah.
But my cousin will always remind me who I am.
Yeah.
If he sees this podcast, or
he's going to be like, who is that?
Yeah, I know. He would always remind me, he said, why do you come across as so professional? I say, because I am
before these cameras went on, this was a very different Karmelo, this is a professional babe right now. But no, listen, I am so happy that you came. You decided to come and, listen to my DM and stuff. I want to ask, because we're running out of time, what is one piece of advice that you would give to somebody watching this?
So I think if you're looking to start a business, and once you're in business and you're looking to grow the business, the best piece of advice I can give you is, when it's busy, you must capitalize. When it's quiet, you must strategize.
Okay.
Because both
more bars
are going to feel, one is going to feel good. That's when you're busy. When you're not so busy, it can feel like the worst thing in the world, and you can easily get into a spiral of thinking that this is not going to work. Yeah. And the only thing that you can do at that point is to strategize. And before you know it, you're busy again. Yeah. So if you can remind yourself that there's going to be peaks and troughs, and stay calm, strategize when you need to, that's the best advice I can give.
That's great advice.
Thank you.
Where can the people then find you? Bare places. Where to begin? Outoftheboxoptics.com.
Outoftheboxoptics.co.uk.
Pardon me.
Probably find me on a plane somewhere.
Amen.
And
on Instagram.
Generally North and East London.
Oh, you want them to find you in person? They want them to come see you.
On Instagram, at iPapa, but also at Out of the Box Optics. You can find me there.
Beautiful. Oh, also subscribe if you're still here. Subscribe, follow, all the things. Yeah, all the things. All the things. You survived.
Oh,
you did it. How'd you feel? You can breathe now.
Yeah, good.
You can be your real self.
No, thank you very much.
Yay.
Man, that's really good. Sorry.